am I kicking off or are you kicking
We
off?
haven't tossed a coin yet, but that's a good point you're making. But that's not a different game, right? Okay, so cool.
This is the same principle.
This is a hemp show.
Show.
Never mind.
Hey,
never mind.
One of these days, we may have a hemp football instead of pigskin.
Totally. At least the laces are probably certainly already made by hemp, as far as I could see. So,
yeah, cool stuff.
All right, so we got all kind of fun stuff. And we had some fun this week, though. We've had presidents and all kinds of dignitaries. It's ridiculous.
They're all coming. They're all flocking to our little old radio show.
Why wouldn't they? Okay, here's some phone numbers: 719-591-5874. 719-591-5874. That 5874 also is Kush if you're slightly hip. That's what that spells out.
And you can also go to the YouTube channel, the free YouTube channel, and just type in K-high, K space high, and find us on YouTube. Click on, and you can not only watch this show, but any of the old archive shows as well. And you can do the very same thing on HempSpeak. It might be even simpler, easier, just to go to hempspeak.com, right?
Oh, HempSpeak.com is way cool. For example, even if you went there, for example, right now. And you can go directly to the YouTube feed. And yesterday we tested all kind of quantum physics and everything with our friend Morris Beagle, and we actually really essentially broke through the sound barrier. So as far as HempSpeak would go, so that's kind of fun. Yeah,
we broke new ground.
Well, what we did there, for all you people that weren't there, and there might have been a couple that didn't see it, I don't know. We actually had Morris Beagle log in on his computer or go to HempSpeak and go to write his show while we're speaking with him. And the world did not come to an end. And it just proved once again that really hemp's not that bad.
There was a little bit of a delay, but other than that.
Yeah, and that's natural because, my gosh. So what you got going, JR? What's going on here?
Well, let's mention the three Bs, the triple Bs. How about bongs, burlesque, and body painting? That's happening tonight for you folks listening or watching in southern Colorado, here in Colorado Springs at let's get the address, 2308 East Platte Avenue. Tonight, bongs, burlesque, and body painting from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. Burlesque on the top of every hour, male and female troops, body paint runway show happening at 11:30, and that's all sponsored by the Denver 420 events. Bongs, burlesque, and body painting tonight, 6 to 1 at 2308 East Platte Avenue. Bring $10, you get in.
Okay, I'm going to try to hold that up here to the camera big time. Okay, I don't know. It's hard to see that, but that's the right size for our engineering people. See, a little bit larger print stuff. A little bit bigger. Yeah, we could certainly deal with that. Now, that's workable here. We could have 3 Buds Wellness and Granny Ganja and, our friends at the Cannabis Expo in Congress in New York and L.A. and all that good stuff. So imagine, if you will, those words right there.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. You're not imagining it hard enough. Try harder.
Put your ad there, make broadcast history with us.
Oh, go ahead.
For more information, go to info@hempspeak.com. That's info@hempspeak.com. Don't forget, if you're in the cannabis business or you have a cannabis business, there's really not many ways you can get the word out to your customers or potential customers. Well, we can do it for you right here at HempSpeak. We are HempSpeak.
You are live.
And you are live on HempSpeak with us.
This is Alejandro Brigade.
Hey.
Alejandro.
CBDRX.
Thank you, Dr. Alejandro Brigade from CBDRX. Where the heck are you at right now as we speak?
Right now I'm at the Longmont Farm up here in the triangle of hygiene, Longmont and Boulder.
It's pretty fun. I went to the University of Colorado, Boulder, and we talked about a little Niwot area just the other day, and that Niwot's real close. Our friend said no pot Niwot, but apparently there's some hemp around there or something. Talk to us, Doc.
Oh yeah, no, it's happening. We've got 377 in smart pots sitting on top of composted manure, and we're getting close to planting our fields. It looks like we got a week of dryness ahead of us, and we're pretty excited about that.
Did all that rain mess you up? Did it set you back?
It set us back, but we don't want to say it messed us up because, all's well that ends well. And if the rest of the season cooperates, it will be a great year.
We're with Dr. Alejandro Brigard with the CBDRX. Mike told me coming into today we were going to have Tim Gordon with us, and the first thing I said, well, is Dr. Ali going to be with him? And there's Dr. Ali right on the radio with us right now.
Yeah, Tim's a bit tied up. We're hitting the gas down in Pueblo. We've got about 100 acres down there we're looking to populate, and I know that Tim has got his hands full. We're trying to do about 100,000 clones to go to the ground down there. Up here, we do more R&D and breeding, but it's everyone's getting excited. It's very close to planting season. We shoot for June 1st as our plant date.
Are you doing June 1st right around the corner here? That's Monday. Are you doing just hemp?
Yes, we are strictly just hemp. And I'd like to mention that people should check out National Geographic this month. They've got an article there that the cover is labeled weed, and it's just really speaking about all the cannabis plants. And there's a strong mention to hemp there and some clinical studies that are actually taking place.
Well, hasn't there been studies for like 10,000 years or more on the hemp plant?
Sure, we call those recreational studies. They're not quite as, but NYU now is currently conducting a study against measuring hemp CBD specifically versus placebo, and I believe it's Oren Davinsky, who's a neurologist there. And, from what I know of, this is the first actual clinical trial to take place, which is really groundbreaking, and we're quite excited about it.
Isn't Colorado funding a few new research studies too or something? They had about 8 or 10 million go to somebody I know. But I don't know if it was hemp related or just cannabis or marijuana.
Well, absolutely. Dr. Nolan Kane is genotyping as much as he can. And we're lucky enough to be working with him and have some of his students here doing research at our farm. And I believe we're forging a relationship where we're going to be able to do some of our own work / research there on campus. And Nolan Kane really is ahead of the curve, and he's been genotyping cannabinoids for quite some time. So I'm not sure where the money's going, but I know who's doing the research.
I think most people know what genes are, and when you start talking about genes, but what exactly is genotyping?
I believe, and again, Tim Gordon is our lead scientist for CBDRX, and he could speak, more in depth if he didn't have his hands full right now. But it really is just tracing the lineage and all the genetic factors involved with the plant, so we could see if there's predisposition for viral infection or if it's carrying viruses, and trace back its lineage to its original, like indica, sativa, ruderalis, or hemp roots.
Well, you guys are smart up there in Boulder, but all this genotyping, doctor, we have computers now. You don't need to type anymore. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I thought we were further along. No, that's silly. That's really silly. I apologize.
Silly fits the mold. It's fine.
Yeah, National Geographic. That's a mainstream development there for you, isn't it?
Exactly, and there's a lot of mentions to Colorado as sort of being the epicenter of this, funded research and sort of what we see as a tidal wave coming. And it's pretty interesting to see. It's it's made the cover. It's worth checking out.
Well, we like to call it the HempCenter.
The HempCenter, exactly.
So you can use that too. That's royalty free, and let's get it out there. So it's
that's right.
So it's open source before somebody jumps on it, right? Okay, that's fine. That was great to have you on. We had you on. It was like a couple weeks ago, so this is like our second anniversary, and we're kind of cycling through some of the guests. We had our first week because it was just so darn good. And there's so much information, and we have more listeners all the time. It's amazing. JR and I are getting shout outs from New York and Canada and Texas. And so you're getting heard right now, Florida.
Wow.
Hey, so now, by the way, though, we tested something the other day, the sound barrier. Can I do this again? Are you in front of a computer by any chance?
I am not in front of a computer. I'm on a farm.
You're on the farm. Well, stay on the farm. You don't need these. Again, these guys are still typing, JR. They don't even have computers. No, I'm messing with you. It's what I was going to tell you, though, is HempSpeak.com. We've got a link exactly to this show going on right now, live stream. So it's kind of fun. And then it's archived immediately thereafter. And that link remains hot on HempSpeak.com. So be able to check it out when you get home or what have you. So
I absolutely will, and I won't do it now, so there will be no feedback.
No, that's cool. That's way cool. No, we tested it yesterday with Morris Beagle, and really the world didn't come to an end. I'm pretty excited about how technology has come together in this great day and age. But all right, we've got Dr. Alejandro Bigard. We just go by Ali, don't you?
Sure.
Now, how about give us a little background? You just didn't start doing this. Where'd you grow up and all that? What brought you to where you're at today?
I grew up in upstate New York and then transitioned to Vermont and have been an organic farmer and involved in cannabis for a couple of decades at this point. So yeah, my background is really with plants. I've done lots of vegetable farming and caring of livestock and so on. So I've worked with the earth for many years and enjoy it. I like being a steward to this plant. It's quite amazing, and the properties keep surprising people.
So when did you come over to the cannabis site?
It was not too long ago. I'm trying to date back here at least a decade or so. I know that Tim Gordon was one of the first ones to open. I think he opened the first medical dispensary here in Colorado in Fort Collins. And I'm trying to remember what year that was. I can't quite place it, but yeah. Now it's just it feels like a full-fledged revolution what's going on here, and the excitement, enthusiasm, and the results we're getting. Just sharing this material with people that have ailments and seeing how they react to it and seeing the effect it has on people. It keeps us enthused. It keeps us pushing forward.
Yeah. When did you make the move then from the East Coast in New York out here to the Rockies in Colorado?
Well, it was East Coast New York via Vermont. I spent about 7 years farming there, and I haven't been in the Rockies that long. It was since 2014 that I moved here permanently. I had visited here and fallen in love with the mountains many years ago, but now that there's livelihood here to be found, and doing something I love, it's been a very easy transition for me.
A lot of differences in the technique and the climate and the soil, or is farming?
Farming is farming, but both. There is quite a great degree of variation from Colorado farming to Vermont farming in terms of soil, water, and then of course weather and temperature. But I've dealt with all sorts of things, and so have a lot of the people here at CBDRX. So we've been quite adaptive. And for example, this year it's been soaking wet, and we've been ahead of the curve in the sense that we're not planted directly in the ground, but we planted up our smart pots, which sit above the ground, into piles of composted manure. So we've been planted for a few weeks now and seeing great results where we'll get our crops directly in the ground. In the next week or two, we will be full-fledged planting up here, down in Pueblo.
Is the altitude a big deal? Do you have to make a lot of adjustments there?
Not a lot, and it could be favorable with proper irrigation because the dry air during flowering time lends a hand to preventing funguses like botrytis. that traditionally plague East Coasters. And so as long as we have good water and we're able to get that to our plants, they can handle the dry air quite well.
Now, would you consider yourself part of the green rush? The medical migration we heard yesterday.
I do like that term, and I would consider us part of that. You know, we think of ourselves as a nutraceutical company, and we intend to address more than just the medical marijuana community. We think that CBD oils have beneficial effects that are going to be felt worldwide in the long haul, and it's just a matter of time. And quite honestly, they have in the past. It's just when we speak about North America, it's been more of a taboo topic and has not been as mainstream as it is in other parts of the world.
Well, we had a guest on yesterday, Brian from Galaxy Nails. He mentioned how a book by Jack Herer changed his life, The Emperor Wears No Clothes, and I'm certainly one of those that was very much swayed by that. It just tells the true story of hemp, and it's pretty exciting to see so many people that it's amazing, even though Jack's dead today, that groundbreaking work is really what has carried, and it was the original, it might be the mother seed for America, right? Of the hemp clones world. It's crazy what he was able to do.
Absolutely. The early activists that were brave enough to buck against the system is we definitely attribute their efforts to getting us here today and helping to conjure this tidal wave. And we have to pay homage to the people that came before us. It's been a struggle, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners understand and know the history of hemp and how it was made illegal and how it originally was part of this country and then made illegal. So when you speak about the past, we definitely honor those that have of all walks of life that have I guess been activists on behalf of getting this to the people.
Okay, we've only got about a minute, but we're going to try to hold you over if that's okay. We'd love to have you continue on the next segment. We've got so much information and some good questions to ask you. But
Sure.
In the meantime, give everybody your website and all the good contact info.
Sure. We're just cbdrx.com, and you can also find us on Facebook. And currently we actually have some really nice pictures of this year's crops that we're doing and the progress that's going on down in Pueblo on Facebook. So that would be probably the best place to find us right now.
cbdrx.com. Okay, way cool. Well, we've got Dr. Alejandro staying over with us. JR, we're getting close to that 420 weather forecast. Are you prepared?
I am prepared. The shade is up. I'm looking out the window. It's a little dark out there. Rain has gone away. I understand we had some hail earlier. But Mike, and everyone around HempSpeak knows that it's always hazy and it's always cloudy at K-High and Let's Talk Pop.com.
You can expect extreme haziness about right now. It's about 420. Here it comes. Here it's coming. HempSpeak.com.
Long-held traditions. All right, we're clear. Were you guys able to hear the cues pretty good there?
Yeah, we heard him fine. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Dr. Ali,
Yes, sir.
how do you spell your last name?
It's Bergad, B as in boy, E-R-G-A-D.
Bergad. Okay, good.
1D?
Correct.
Bergad. Okay.
Nobody wants.
What is your title? Or do you have?
So I'm one of the chief agricultural officers at CBDRX.
Okay.
And doctor has been something that's been dubbed to me very informal.
Don't have the thing on the wall. Well, you sound like you should. You're very authoritative and knowledgeable. Keep fooling them.
Well, I'm no doctor, but my initials are MD.
That's right.
That's what I tell people.
When we come back, you mentioned results a little while ago. Can we just talk a little bit about results? Well, just the whole hemp thing and the medical side, and what you're seeing.
Applies to us, but just it really does speak about projections and where things are legal and where they're not. And
Yeah.
you know, if you look at the map and the colors in it, it sort of paints a picture of what's going on.
All right.
Well, that sounds fun, and yeah, whatever you want to talk about, my friend, we appreciate this. We'll keep you on the whole show if we can, but this is way good. So just get a Pepsi and relax.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Stand by.
Don't get the Pepsi.
Got about 1 minute till we're live.
All right. Sounds good.
Don't be getting no Pepsi though. All right. Water,
Mountain Dew, caffeine.
Yeah, we have to hold up this one. Why not?
Sure.
Vapor Lab. If you like their e-juices, tell your
Let me
friends.
do usthc.com.
Yeah.
Then we can go to that and go back to.
You can do a Reader's Digest condensed version
Yeah.
of this one.
AllDayVaporLabs.com even has child-proof anti-tamper evidence sealed.
Here we go, boys. Stand by.
Has painstakingly pursued a product that does not fade throughout the day, does not overwhelm your palate, and leaves no chemical aftertaste. Try AllDayVaporLabs.com and use promo code Radio1580 for an additional 15% off.
This isn't 740 KVOR. This is K-High, where we give you breaking news like they just released a new killer strain. And it's killer, like really killer.
Well, it's finally Friday. Short week, though, with the holiday on Monday, so not as bad as some weeks.
Oh, finally Friday, and it was a short week and kind of quick one, actually, JR, I tell you.
This is HempSpeak. HempSpeak.com is our website. By the way, you can check us out anytime, any place, anywhere at letstalkpot.com, or find us on the YouTube feed. Go to youtube.com, subscribe to K-High. That's K space high, H-I-G-H. There you'll be able to check out all of our video shows, including the live feed. It's on the air right now. HempSpeak happens every day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Colorado time. That's Mountain Time. If you're in the Eastern Time Zone, that's 6 to 7 p.m. And I got a heads up here for all cannabis business owners and investors. A major need every cannabis business has in common is a need for real estate. From grow to retail, space is not only a necessity, but it can be the make or break it component of the business. That's why we want to tell you about USTHC.com, providing superior real estate solutions to the Colorado cannabis industry. Whether you're already in the industry, operating business, whether you're thinking about it, or you're just curious and want to find out more, reach out to the pros at USTHC.com for a free, no obligation consultation. Contact USTHC.com today. And if you're a broker in Colorado or in another state and you'd like to join the Cannabis Business Referral Network, contact USTHC.com, real estate solutions for the cannabis industry.
Well done, JR. You do that so darn well. I know I say that all the time, but I really do. Now, we've got
What
something.
you got there?
Well, you know what? We've been talking about our engineering thing, so we can hold up stuff on. We're going to sort this out because they say it can't be done, and that always makes me want to just try it harder.
We'll get back to our guest, Dr. Ali Brigade, in just a moment.
All right. So anyway, there's a little deal the Weed Pimp's got going on. I'm going to hold it up on the camera here so everybody can see. And it's some sort of Rock the Canyon 3, July 17th. JR, help me with that. I'll hold it up, and if you can read that.
It says Rock the Canyon 3, July 17th, 18th, and 19th this year. Get ready for one of Colorado's biggest events of the summer, the third annual Rock the Canyon. This year, we are featuring National Recording Artist Potluck, a collection of Colorado's best local artists, Mile High Sound Movement, Dank DJ Dome Feet, Colorado's best DJs, Insane Laser Show by Surreal Lasers, and Katie Bug's World of Wonders Kids area. Much, much more. Get your tickets at
the Wheat Pimps.
Wheat Pimps.
Yeah. They got to listen to them. But hey, that's cool. I can't say we never did nothing for them. I feel a little bad after we cracked their bag of potato chips yesterday. So.
That was a couple of days ago.
Was that a couple of days?
We broke open their bag of chips on the air.
Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, we've got an excellent show going today. We've got CBDRX, the Chief Agricultural Officer. I think he's with us, Dr. Ali Burkad. Let's see, Dr. Ali, you still with us, my friend? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. See, this technology, these tin cans and strings, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But anyway, all right, where were we? What do you want to talk about?
We were talking about results. He mentioned, and without results, of course, none of this would be possible, because that's what's attracting a lot of interest, attracting a lot of people to this side of the industry, and getting results is key. Can you just elaborate a little bit on that, Dr. Ali?
Sure. I mean, I think that without clinical trials done, and they are in the works now, it's really hard to make claims about it without getting in trouble with the FDA. But cannabis has been a mainstay of healers in ancient China, India, and Greece, and is slowly and now quite quickly being recognized over here in North America. We've just been giving out nutraceuticals to people and have just nothing but positive responses to the way it's affected their bodies and helped treat their ailments. In the most recent article that was written in National Geographic, it speaks to how cannabis works with glaucoma, multiple sclerosis, AIDS, cancer patients. Obviously, epilepsy has been one of the huge turning points in the overall results that we've seen with CBD oil usage and reduction of seizures.
Well, that's absolutely correct. We've seen so many, literally hundreds of families moving to just El Paso County alone, where the Charlotte Figge incident happened, and it was a good incident. Sometimes you talk about incident. Well, this incident, in fact, saved her life. And what has been spawned from that is pretty exciting in the Petri dish. And you're absolutely right. And we try to say sometimes, Ali, that, that hemp, that when you look at it as a cherry pie, well, the hemp, or the marijuana portion of it, is just basically one little cherry of that whole cherry pie. Hemp has just got so much going on in so many different ways. And it's amazing to where even people like the U.S. Epilepsy Association have come around. And that's amazing for medical institutions, because there's so much pressure from the pharmaceuticals to never divert from the money making that's going on.
Absolutely. And we've seen just such a strong effect and response to what cannabinoids without THC, which are then classified as hemp, have on the human body. And it's raised the national attention at this point. I mentioned that a neurologist at New York University is conducting one of the first clinical studies I'm aware of. And then, of course, in Europe, they've conducted many preclinical studies to show its anti-inflammatory properties, anti-anxiety properties, and we feel that it has a great medicinal benefit to many people. Beyond those that are just suffering from everyday symptoms, and it's something that you have to try to feel, but it has an effect on the body that is inarguable. And I think that like most things, experimentation comes first and the science comes after. And I think we're at that point of time where the science is going to start collecting and rolling in and help confirm what we already know and bring more legitimacy to the industry.
There's so many people, though, that have so much to lose, especially financially, should the full benefits of hemp become available. Have you ran into a lot of roadblocks, or a lot of people trying to stop the progress, or what's been your experience?
Well, when I look at articles and do a lot of reading online, it's quite interesting to see how Pfizer and about another, the top 14 pharmaceutical companies are trying to synthesize a lot of these single compounds and isolate them. But what they seem to be lacking is understanding the relationship of over 85 cannabinoids and how they act in the human body. So there hasn't been enough of an economic, dent in the pockets to precipitate any blowback, but maybe in years to come. And it seems like they're on that train too. They're just looking at single compounds versus a whole plant extract, which we believe firmly in here at CBDRX, and also European preclinical studies support that in terms of CBD oils from whole plant extracts have outperformed single molecule compounds in studies and shown greater anti-inflammatory properties than aspirin and so on.
Well, I'm aware of people that have been prescribed Marinol and they go back to just using marijuana because the Marinol is obviously just synthesized. And how can the DEA say things like, well, it has no medicinal value, when in fact Marinol's been approved by the FDA? It's kind of silly. And then you hear silly things like, okay, marijuana leads you to harder drugs. Well, if it's scheduled at the same level as every hard drug there is, it seems more of a lateral move. Wouldn't you agree, Allie?
Absolutely. That's an old stigma, and I think you're very accurate just from the empirical data I've gathered about people shifting from Marinol to traditional marijuana for its benefits, because it really was it was advertised as a silver bullet, and really, again, it's the mystery of how the cannabinoids all work together with each other, the synergistic effect of them that we are going to come to learn and understand with science that people who have experienced it already have learned and understood.
Well, I'm looking at a chart here. We had a nice lady in here the other day, and if you're ever in Colorado Springs area, give us a holler so we can have you in our fine studio. And when you're on your computer looking at this, you'll be able to see our palatial digs here. It's
absolutely
incredible. Yeah.
Tim and I have been talking about making it down there. As you know, this is planning season, and it's been a feverish rush, and we're getting it all done, and we're really working hard to get the nutraceuticals to the people and setting up for a stellar year. But I do believe that we will be there soon. We will meet in person soon.
How long does planning season go until?
Well, it depends on weather and readiness. Essentially, we feel we could effectively plant into early July, and still see significant results. Looking at, and again, that also depends on phenotypes and genetics we're working with. But we expect to have significant harvests by mid-September.
Well, we were talking with Granny Ganges, and she's a nice lady here in Colorado Springs that runs an excellent dispense. And she was talking with a church group, and she gave us a little handout that she had given to the church group, and all the ladies were between 60 and 80. And this little handout, now this would scare the heck out of me if I was a pharmaceutical executive listening to something like this. What are some of the benefits? Well, it's a pain reliever. It reduces inflammation, relieves anxiety, fights free radicals in the bloodstream, assists with depression, sleep aids, relieves spasms, suppresses epileptic fits, reduces diabetic symptoms, reduces nausea, relieves psoriasis, digestive aid, helps with bone growth, it inhibits tumor growth, it helps with rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, reduces risk of artery blockage, relaxes veins for far better blood flow, and minimizes organ rejection. I don't know. So what good is it, Allie? Get this stuff out of here.
Concur. That's all I can say.
Yeah, get this junk out of here. Are you kidding me? And we didn't even talk about it makes clothes too or anything like that, right? It's just partial. It's what you guys do. It's hilarious. All right, so do you guys, how do you make you take your process and you obviously grow some plants to time where they're valuable to you guys. And then what happens next? Is that all sold out? Do you guys make your own stuff? What goes on from there?
We make our own stuff. We are trying to produce a quantity where we can white label and allow other people to sell our products and establish retail businesses. We look at this as something that is very large. So we're involved in all forms of extraction. We are also creating a large amount of dried flour. So we process that through ethanol extractors and zero. We strive for zero residual, which is obviously a necessity in a medicinal extract. So we find processes that are the healthiest possible for people. And, people want them in different forms. Some people like to smoke CBD oils. Some people like to drink them in terms of like an alcohol tincture. And others want to take them in a pill, which is our lipid extract. And they each have their own benefits to them. And their own markets of desirability.
So right now you're doing all of that there at your facility in northern Colorado?
Yes, we are. And we're ramping up for a big year this year. So we're purchasing new equipment and sort of finding the most efficient methods to have a scalable business, which is what I think that a lot of the early comers have been struggling with, and there are some cost barriers involved to scalability, which we've seemed to have figured out, and we feel like we're going to be able to offer the finest product to the people, and very consistent, and have a very available source.
Okay, we're bumping up toward the second half of our second segment. So, but hang with us, Allie. This is great. So anyway, when we come back, I want to ask you a little bit about if people can find any products right now anywhere, or how they might be able to get to us and what direction this is all heading. I'm just real excited to have you on. So, JR, what do you got?
I'm going to put the number out there one more time. Phone lines available. Give us a call, 719-591-5874 anytime. That's 719-591-KUSH. And don't forget, you can listen to HempSpeak or any of the shows here on K-High at letstalkpot.com. Listen anytime, anywhere, any place, letstalkpot.com. Find us on the YouTube feed. Go to youtube.com. Subscribe to K-High. That's K space high, H-I-G-H. There you'll be able to check out all of our video shows, including our live feed that's on right now. And, of course, our website is HempSpeak.com. Check us out at HempSpeak.com as well.
That didn't say HempSpeak. Okay, let me turn it around. This is that Bong's Burlesque Show. Read some more of that, JR, if you would, because we just got a second here. This is going on. Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight.
Tonight.
Today's the 29th.
I couldn't tell you. What year is it?
Bong's Burlesque and Body Painting from 6 to 1 a.m. in Colorado Springs. The address is 2308 East Platte. And burlesque on the top of every hour, male and female troops, body paint, runway show happening at 11:30, 6 to 1 a.m. Bring $10, get you in the door.
That's crazy stuff going on in El Paso County, I tell you. No, it's a lot of fun. Okay, Dr. Allie, I'll be back with you in a second. Thanks, everybody, for listening to HempSpeak.com.
All day Vapor Lab.
All right, we're clear.
Tell your friends. If not, let
Thank
them know,
you.
and they'll make it right. AllDayVaporLabs.com now has free shipping for their handcrafted premium quality pre-steeped juices. No brand cost. AllDayVaporLabs.com even has childproof anti-odor evidence seals. AllDayVaporLabs.com has painstakingly pursued a product that does not fade throughout the day, does not overwhelm your palate, and leaves no chemical aftertaste. Try AllDayVaporLabs.com and use promo code Radio15.
Hey, Allie, still there?
Yes, I am.
All right, my brother. Hey, listen, I'm a real estate broker. I got farms at the Wazoo and Pueblo and Trinidad and all kind of areas that, with water rights and stuff.
Well,
need to yak with
we
me.
should definitely talk because, we're definitely looking for lease land. I don't know that we'll be purchasing much more in the near future, but I don't know that we won't be.
Hey, and also, there's a, big cannabis World Expo in New York in your old stomping grounds coming up in June. And maybe we'll put you in touch with that Dan because you guys, this is right up your alley, what they got going.
We really are in a position where we can expand nationally. So it's quite interesting. We're in a very unique position. We do follow the other companies and what they're doing, and we are trying to collaborate with some of them. We have enough land and genetic stock that we'll be able to do tens and tens of thousands of acres next year.
That's what we want to hear. Our listeners want to hear that too.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's kind of talk about some of that stuff, and then that'll be good. We'll give Dan Humliston a little pitch with the International Congress Expo coming up in June here. And then we're talking to you again, so thank you.
Cool, thank you.
All right.
You're listening to K-High Radio, and this is HempSpeak, always telling it like it is. Did you know that until about 1800, hemp seed oil was the most consumed lighting oil in America? 1800 till around 1860, it was the second most consumed lighting oil behind whale oil. In literature, hemp seed oil lit the lamp of Aladdin, and in real life, Abraham Lincoln. According to Friday's all lamp oils, hemp seed oil for lamps was replaced by petroleum shortly after oil was discovered in Pennsylvania in 1859.
All right, here we go. Stand by.
Later, Henry Ford and other engineers realized that most fossil fuels could be replaced by biomass, such as cannabis and corn stalks. Hemp grown for biomass could be converted into methane, methanol, and gasoline at a fraction of the current cost of oil, coal, or nuclear energy. Always telling it like it is, this is HempSpeak.
If the weed talk on K-High is giving you a contact buzz, then just turn it down a little. K-High, the weed talk station.
The Hemp Whisperers, Mike and JR, your hosts on HempSpeak here every day, Monday through Friday on K-High and Let'sTalkPot.com. Don't forget, I want to thank you for listening to HempSpeak as we make broadcast history as the world's first hemp radio show on K-High, streaming worldwide at Let'sTalkPot.com. Our audience extremely interested in your message, and if you're interested in getting your message out to our listeners, connecting the two, we can do that for you. We have numerous sponsorship packages available. So join us. Put your ad right here. Be a part of broadcast history. Contact us at info@hempspeak.com. That's info@hempspeak.com. Get back to our guest, Ali Bagad, with the CBD RX in just a moment. But first, a couple of things coming up, Mike.
Well, let's read about this here. It says bongs, burlesque, and body painting. This is tonight in El Paso County.
Yeah, right here in Colorado Springs.
Holy cow.
What's the address?
What
there?
has this world come to, JR? No, actually, sounds like a good little deal. Especially now, they don't do this in New York City and stuff yet, or they
Not
don't
yet.
do it officially like this.
Yeah,
like we're
that's
doing
true.
it right here. But they're welcome to come here and do this, because we're going to talk about New York City here in a second. But anyway, this is just tonight, $10. If you go to what's that address again? 2308 East Platte Avenue, Colorado Springs. You could probably have a pretty good time. I don't
Sounds
know.
like it. Yeah.
And it's from what time is it? Doors open from 6 to 1 a.m. So if you can't have a good time there, Jerry, just can't have a good time. You might not even be capable of having a
And for
good time.
$10,
How do you beat
can't
that?
beat it. Can't beat
All right, so I'm enough of that stuff.
Also-
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Dan Humliston, our buddy, president of the International Cannabis Association. Their trade show coming up June 17th, 18th, and 19th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Javits Center in New York City. CWCBExpo.com for more information there. And, of course, up in Denver on June 6th, they're going to have the Hemp Expo It's at Monaco and Evans, June 6th. That's a Saturday, the Hemp Expo. That's next. It's a week from tomorrow.
I believe that's like a hempy farmer's market for all you hempies in Hempville.
Yeah, it's a hemp farmer's market.
We are at the epicenter of the universe. And right now on the phone with us and has been Dr. Ali Brigard. And speaking of at the epicenter, this man is at the epicenter of the epicenter. It's incredible. Ali, still with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. What do you want to talk about?
Oh man, I think it's just been I think there's a few people that are getting into this industry, and it's been a really tough year for them when they're looking at the rains we've had and trying to prepare their ground, and especially in this region, and I know down in Pueblo too, it's been an untraditionally wet year. So I just like to give a little advice to those farmers out there and say, mound up high and get ready to get them wet for the heat of the summer. It's been a test in patience for all of us.
Well, it has to be a great learning curve, but it sounds like, how many clones did you say you had out there or something? It was an amazing number to me.
We're doing over 100,000 this year, and one of the things I'm closely involved in is we're breeding and making seed stock, and we will be able to plant tens of thousands of acres next year, and we're looking to do that. So while we have a sort of a smaller ancillary project, 100 acres down there, and more of an R&D facility up here, we are preparing for the tidal wave, as I keep mentioning.
Well, it is a tidal wave, and we just see in our brains, the millions of acres that should be being grown, and it's just to hear the scale that you've got in your mind, it really makes me feel like we might someday get there.
I think so. There's a bit of a learning curve to doing medicinal hemp, and certainly like acquiring proper genetics is fundamental and key. And it's something that we're really working on. We're breeding many different phenotypes here, and we find that different plants are better suited for different parts of the earth and different parts of the country, and even different parts of Colorado. It's that localized with the plant's preference to growing conditions.
We're hearing from a lot of people in general, Ali, that in the hemp industry, getting the seeds is the big problem. Is that true with medicinal hemp as well?
Yes, I believe so. I think it's still very scarce and relatively expensive. And, that's why we've taken it upon ourselves to breed our own strains here. And it is a laborious effort. We've been, lucky enough, we have a lot of talent on our team here at CBDRX and the facilities to do so. And, for all of us working here, it really is a dream. Where everybody is in a job that they love here, and we're doing some really cool stuff, and we are going to have new phenotypes for next year's growing season. Some better suited for up here in Boulder, others better suited for down there in Pueblo, and then some that are better suited for soils nationally that aren't quite cut out for Colorado. So
you're seeing progress though, right?
Oh, absolutely, and it's exponential progress. We're lucky enough to have, in-house testing. Tim Gordon, our chief scientist, runs the gas chromatography. We're going to expand to liquid chromatography, so we're able to, closely monitor and get feedback on new phenotypes rather quickly, which allows us to either cull them or move forward with them in our breeding program.
Well, we're not that far from Pueblo, and we know some pretty good little Mexican restaurants down there. Actually, it's a good golf. So shoot, there's no reason JR and I can't make a field trip, so to speak. JR, and get down there to the fields. We would
love to have you and see what we're doing. We plan on getting planted down there in the actual field in the next week or two. We will start planting. But our facilities are, they speak for themselves also. It's just mind-blowing to see the scale of the operation that we're undergoing. And we feel that it's not just ambitious, but we feel it's necessary.
Do you think, are you going to, do you license your seeds out to farmers next year? What's your plan there? Do you just buy the land yourselves? What do you partner with somebody?
All of the above. I mean, we're looking to forge advantageous relationships for everybody where, we see this as something that's bigger than us as well. And we want to help steward that. Almost more importantly than the seed in the land is the knowledge that we gain through our years of breeding and through our years of farming. And, we're able to help other people with the learning curve. But I mean, our wants and desires in terms of expansion involve leasing or partnering with land on a large scale.
It's a little more than just a couple of guys out in the backyard with a couple of flower pots.
It's come a far ways from there, and we don't think it's just the economic tide that's turned. We also feel that is a result of the need and the demand for these very useful products that seem to be benefiting mankind and have for thousands and thousands of years, just making their way to North America here in 2015.
Well, studying the amount of products that are, and I'm sitting out here just looking out our window, and there's a couple cars out here, and I know the interiors are made out of hemp, and the people don't know that.
It's amazing, and we are very focused on the nutraceuticals because we like to look at this as something to benefit people's health. But the amount of byproducts that are coming out of hemp, and I know of other farms that are working on it as textiles, as coatings. It no longer is some outlandish, a concept. It's very proven and economically viable and very effective. I mean, people are producing very high quality products that can't help but to gain national attention with time.
Allie, probably time for one more question here. Do you guys get a lot of byproducts from what you're doing?
No, we don't, because what we do is a whole plant extract. So we incorporate stalk, seed, and flower into the nutraceuticals we're creating. So it's actually a very minimal byproduct, where most people will have more of a textile byproduct.
Well, where can people? Do you have any product now available, or can people find it right now, or we wait until this next season?
Well, we are pipelined with a few people, and we are establishing that. We are doing wholesale in terms of our distribution, but in soon I'll be able to recommend some retailers to you that are carrying our products.
Are you going to wholesale only to dispenses, or can you? I've heard CBDs you can basically ship them around the globe.
Well, it's a very gray area, and we're very cautious as we don't want to, upset any of the powers that be. We're trying to get this to as many people as we can legally and in the light of day. But there is a map that shows where medicinals are accepted, and you can find that in the current National Geographic edition. And it also shows where just CBDs are being accepted. I think Texas just had a turning of the tide there, and it's really because it's just an undeniable, has undeniable medicinal effects for people, and that can't be ignored for too much longer.
CBDRx.com, the website.
Yes, very good of you, Allie, to spend this whole hour with us. It's been fantastic, great education for our listeners. Allie Brigade, he's the Chief Agricultural Officer of CBDRX. And Allie, we're going to have you on again, and anytime you're in the hood, and we'd love to get down to that farm, like we said. So.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking forward to that. We'll be in touch, and anytime you guys feel like taking a field trip, we would be happy to accommodate you. We'd love to have you there.
Sounds good.
That's great of you. Okay, well, thank you so much. That was Dr. Allie Brigade, the Chief Agricultural Officer of CBDRX. What a great show.
The CAO of CBDRX.
And they tell us there's nothing going on in this little petri dish. They compare just thousands of jobs. How many Chief Agricultural Officers were there 2, 3, 4 years
30.
ago in Longmont?
And how are you going to fill a whole hour talking about hemp?
Just can't do it.
Just do it.
it didn't even scratch the surface. It's great. Have a great week, you guys. We got another great week coming up. So HempSpeak.com, MustStockPod.com, KI, all that good stuff.
Have a fantastic weekend.
This is K-High 1580.
Clear. Good show, guys. Y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Kevin, thanks.
Always a pleasure. You guys take care.
All right. Hallie, you still there?
Lifestyle stuff, as well as a revolution that's taking place, changing society, just like at the end of Prohibition during the 60s and any time in history when Americans have reestablished their freedom. You'll hear all that and even funny stoners. This is K-High, the weed talk station. Look, the worst part about business travel is worrying about my wife and kids. My family's safety is my responsibility. That's why I started researching home security.
You guys only by looking for a MIPS
checked online.
for a little baking kitchen?
With the best technology for the best
For a
price.
baking kitchen?
Vivid. Even with the
Yeah,
Consumers
for
Digest Best Part.
MIPS.
Yes,
Yeah.
Vivid gives me a complete
It doesn't have to be
security
official
system.
MIPS. I think if somebody wanted to get
Vivid's
in there.
video technology is
That might be
unbelievable.
okay.
I can see what's going on in my home right from my smartphone.
I know the
I
person.
can even
I have
look
a
at doors
broker.
remotely if my kids forget. Best yet, I got Vivid's no equipment costs and free install in $1,300 worth of camera and security
I
equipment
saw
at
you.
no charge. Vivid was the easy choice for my